Hello everyone, and a warm welcome to Blue Spoon Veggie. In the last video I was out and about doing a little light shopping and lunching at an old Italian deli here in Edinburgh. I'll link that video below. Back in the kitchen, and I've been thinking that although I've had my pasta machine for much of my adult life and I've used it quite a bit, I haven't used it since we unpacked our boxes in this house over 10 years ago. How easy it is to forget about kitchen equipment. So today I've dug out the clamp and handle, given it a good clean, and after attaching it as firmly as possible to my worktop, I'm ready to make fresh pasta. By some culinary miracle, just 100 grams of plain flour, ideally finely milled flour like this, plus 1 egg, will make a generous serving of pasta. I'm making 2 hearty servings, and the idea is to gradually work the eggs evenly through the flour, using a fork to start off with. I've built a little flour fort around the 2 eggs, and if you're gentle, you can keep everything contained within the protective wall until the eggs are incorporated. Then switch to using your fingertips and continue bringing the flour and eggs together. It seems impossible at this stage, doesn't it, that this crumbly mixture will eventually blossom into smooth pasta, but like many seemingly impossible tasks, it will turn out just fine. Be forceful as you knead the dough. Stretching and squeezing help make the pasta silky. Once you have a good-looking bowl of dough, wrap it up securely and chill for half an hour. Now for the fun bit. Actually, it's all fun. Using the machine to roll out the pasta. The pasta has various width settings, and obviously you start with the thickest setting. This is the most challenging stage as you wrangle your lump of pasta through the rollers for the first time. If you can find them, use eggs with a bright yellow yolk to give you a cheery golden pasta. First rolling completed, and the sheet is looking a little crumpled, but let's keep going. Switch down a thickness setting and repeat. Repeat is a word you'll be thinking a lot if you give pasta making a go. The machine is whimpering quite a lot, so I'll need to figure out how to oil the mechanism before next time. Any ideas? Next, fold the pasta in half and pass through both of those 2 settings on the machine 5 more times. Each time the pasta passes through the rollers, it's worked and kneaded a little more, all helping to make a smooth, soft pasta. I have to say, I'd forgotten how satisfying this feels, like a strong-armed Victorian laundry maid mangling the bed linen. My arms did actually hurt quite a bit the next day, so it's clearly good exercise too. After all that repeating, I can naturally roll the pasta through all the thickness settings now. If you find the pasta sticks at all, then do dust with a little flour now and again. And here is the product of all that rolling. A linen-like stretch of fine pasta. Since that's a bit unmanageable, I think some folding to tidy things up is what's called for now. Do enlist a willing helper for your pasta making. You'll find the extra hands very useful. As neatly as possible, fold in half lengthways, then fold the piece over twice in the other direction. Not perfect, but more than good enough. A final pass through the machine, back through all the thickness settings, and the pasta is ready. I like to cut it into more manageable sections. If there are rules governing pasta length, I don't know them. Just suit yourself, I say. This pasta would make lovely lasagna sheets, but I'm going to use the one attachment I have for my pasta machine, the tagliatelle and linguine cutter. And it sounds like these rollers also need a good oiling before the machine's next job. There's a special cooking joy, I think, in turning the simplest of ingredients into something completely delicious. Making fresh pasta seems like magic to me. We're nearly at the exciting part, cooking and eating the pasta. I can't wait to get this tagliatelle cooking and serve it with a homemade sauce. Let me know your favourite pasta sauce in the comments. After just 2 to 3 minutes simmering, the pasta is cooked and tender, so I'll drain it and serve it with some of my aubergine and tomato sauce. I'll have the recipe for that next time, so please join me for that video too. I think it's much easier to mix sauce through pasta rather than pasta through the sauce, so in goes a good helping of this simple Mediterranean style sauce. Making pasta is a labour of love, like so much cooking, but it's worth it once in a while. I feel quite inspired to make another batch of pasta soon. Do let me know if you make your own. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in part 3.